Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler. If you haven't watched my last video, I got a little excited and I apologize. It was just recorded 2 minutes ago, but screw the Civivi governor. That's all I got to say about that friggin' guy. Today I am going to be reviewing two knives for you because, well, they reminded me of each other in completely opposite ways. Mainly it's just size, all right? Today we are going to be reviewing the Civivi Exarch and the Civivi Isham Designs McKenna. The reason I want to pit these two against each other, not really in a battle or anything like that, I want to review them together. I do not intend to compare them other than for size comparison so that you guys can kind of make a decision going forward on this. But in my quest for King Civivi, you better believe these two they're probably not going to meet in the battlefield because I'm going to draw random numbers against each other. I thought about doing divisions anyways. Probably won't meet there, but if chance has it, they will. So, let's get into it. As you can see from my unboxing video, I've been playing with these a lot more. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. I've been playing with these a lot more, and these are really fun. Once you get the hang of front flippers, they're a lot of fun. All right. So, let's jump into the Civivi Exarch. I'm sorry, the Civivi McKenna. And then we're going to jump into the Exarch. And I'm going to give a special shout out, starting out, one of my first guys that has been really involved with the channel, at least keeping me honest, asking questions, having good dialogues. My number 5 subscriber, which I'm guessing, I had to guess, I don't know. But a guy named Justin Rowan. We've been having a good dialogue back and forth. I appreciate your participation. I appreciate you watching the little guys like me who have 4 freaking followers. But the reason I'm kind of dedicating part of this video to this guy, this is his knife right here. We got into a little back and forth about how the Exarch is better than the McKenna and vice versa. I originally loved the McKenna. I hated the Exarch. Now, let's ask why. The Exarch and McKenna are both super light. Obviously, this is like bug-out territory. But this just felt, the blade, until I got used to it, and you close it, which it has fantastic action, by the way, for such a light blade, it felt so freaking cheap to me. And so I was a McKenna fan, through and through, right? But then I accidentally cut something with this guy, with this hollow grind blade here, which we'll get into. And oh my gosh, bread and butter, that cuts super nice. And then it's just such a tiny blade, but it feels cheap in my hand. Ironically, the McKenna is cheaper. Not cheaper. It is smaller, lighter, but it doesn't feel cheaper to me. That feels much higher quality than this. So let's get into the McKenna stats real quick, all right? The overall length on this McKenna is 6.75 inches. The blade length is 2.875 with a blade width of only 0.75 inches. The blade thickness is 0.1 inch behind the edge, which is a very, very, very narrow start. It has a full flat grind, top to bottom, with a sheep's foot style blade with a satin finish. The total weight on this guy, drum roll, 1.75 ounces. That's ridiculous. Friggin' awesome. I talk about those knives in the beginning. You saw my first, it disappears in your pocket, 3.5, whatever, you don't even feel it. This, you have no idea that's even there. All right. Has a handle thickness of 0.4 inches. So, I mean, stupid thin. Has obviously, it's a deep carry pocket clip. But as you can see, it's going to stick out a little bit. So it's obviously not the most deep carry little knife, but at the same time, I should have cleaned off my blades, but at the same time, it's a tiny knife. You don't even notice it anyway, so suck it up, buttercup. This knife is coming in at $68, all right? So it's a little bit more expensive for a smaller piece when it comes to Civivi, but the Damascus, as of 7/9/2020 at 6:20 p.m., is all sold out. It currently has the tan, green, and black that are all in stock, and I repeat this, maybe not ever, Blade HQ, guys. I'm talking about Blade HQ when I'm talking about out of stock, okay? I don't really go anywhere else. Obviously, this is a Elijah Isham design. who's a very unique individual. And if you can see, oh, that was a good one, with the dirty ass blade, but you can see his emblem right there. The coolest thing about this, which Mr. Justin Rowan brought up to my attention, is they have these coming in copper scales coming in. There's like 4 different models coming in copper scales. I'm sure they'll be like, instead of 68, I'm guessing they'll be 73 or something like that. They look cool. They look super cool, guys. So I'm going to move on to this. We'll do some size comparisons with them both on the screen, but I don't want to keep you guys here for another 20 minutes just because I chose to do 2 knives. The reason I'm doing 2 knives, I don't want to be lazy. It's not the point. I felt like this video was more of an homage to the one guy that, you know, that's really paid attention to the channel. I want him to feel, you know, like I'm giving him a due diligence. I'm almost apologizing because I picked the Exarch over the McKenna. And I was even like, oh, but that blade stock has got to be thinner. That thing is so ridiculous. Let's get into these stats, all right? Overall length, for being a tiny little guy, is 7.33 inches. Not that short. With a blade length of 3.22, a blade width of 0.62, and a blade thickness of 0.12. So Mr. Justin was right again. He's like, how can that be thinner than McKenna? That's insane. Well, it is insane because it's not true. It is not thinner than the McKenna. Boom. Mic drop for him. This is coming in a D2 blade, just like most of our Civivis nowadays, with a drop point with a hollow grind and a satin finish. The handle thickness is 0.47 inches. Yeah, okay. This weighs a whopping 2.61 ounces, so still kills the shit out of that blade per inch, or blade, what is that, blade length per ounce or whatever. Which I didn't even know was really a thing, honestly. I just hear it from other channels, kind of regurgitating that for my own benefit. Whatever. These come in a blue and black and a gray. The gray and the Damascus are also all sold out as of 7/9/2020 at 6:20 p.m. at night on Blade HQ. I'm sure you can find them elsewhere. The blue and black are currently in stock at $49.30. All right. Going to get into some size comparisons, and then I'll kind of give my overall thoughts on the two. I'm going to help you. I hope to help people choose what they really want. I'm not going to choose for you. What I'm going to do is give you all the information needed to really choose your own. FYI, my current favorite Isham design. As I said in my previous video, the Plateros. I was super excited for this, and I thought the handle would be a little bit bigger. I can only get 3 freaking fingers on this. I can get 4, I guess, but it just feels weird. It feels small. But let's get into that in another video. All right, so some size comparisons. Let's start off with my Rat Model 1, which just decimated the Civivi governor. Screw you, Governor. Bah! All right. I'm not trying to be obnoxious today, guys. This is kind of the mood I'm in. What the frick am I doing? All right. So we have the ProTech Newport and the Rat Model 1, so you can kind of see a gradient scale to some extent. One of the smallest knives that I currently have, one of the largest that I currently have, excluding these. Let's do some Civivis. The king of the 3-inch knives. That Duros coming in at that thing's a freaking killer. I love that Duros. I loved this, don't get me wrong. This is kind of like my first favorite knife, and then the Duros came along and smashed its face in. Boom. All right, there's our Praxis. And then obviously my king, Backlash. Did I put that in there already? Maybe I did. He's a badass. All right, so we got the Praxis, Duros. You can kind of see these things are mini-me sons of bitches. All right. That actually just reminded me of a Swiss Army knife right there for some reason. And then last but not least, my Spyderco Tenacious. And my Spyderco Manix 2. Love that guy. Soon I'm going to get a Flightanium ball, whatever that's called there. We're going to modify all this. It's going to be so good, except for I hate that freaking piece. I want to take that out and rip it out. That lanyard tube sucks. All right. So now I'm going to kind of compare a lot of the subjective elements versus these two, and I feel like you get a better idea of the subjective elements when you're comparing it against something. First and foremost, let's talk about carry, which I never do. Why? Because I am not that experienced to really have this regimented down. I just kind of wing this as I go, in case you guys can't tell. Carry. Both deep carry pocket clips. That being said, which, I mean, look at it. It's the same friggin' pocket clip. One's black, one's silver. Literally, take a look at this. This pocket clip is the exact same. There's nothing different about it. Just the positioning on the Exarch. This Exarch is going to sit naturally deeper in your pocket, so you're not even going to see it come out. You're going to see that little tip. Nobody's really going to see it, just the tip. So obviously the carry on that side inside your pocket is one thing, but the carry inside your pocket, obviously this has a little bit more weight to it, negligible, but the carry in, why am I doing that? Just because it's fun. Put you back. Carry inside your pocket. This thing disappears. I believe this goes straight down, all right, so it's like a little friggin' tube. This guy, when you put it in there, it kind of angles itself. I'm not doing it centered. Kind of angles itself like that. Now, I don't know if that helps it disappear more or if it's just a disappearing knife. I mean, that thing's like Ninja Vanish. Poof. When it's in your pocket, you don't notice it, but it carries more shallow than this one. Let's go on to design. They both feel, at face value, super quality. This G10 feels great, okay? When I opened this up, just that little, listen to that. Let's see if I can get it real close. You hear that? It kind of sounds, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say bitch made, that's the wrong word. But it sounds petite, like petite. Okay, this one, I mean, it's even got a more manly flick. So originally this was my favorite, all right? For a brief second until I accidentally sneezed and cut a bag or something like that. I mean, just the opening, they open the same exact, guys. I mean, they're the action Civivi bearing, short of the governor, which, fuck the governor, but short of the governor, I mean, these are very, very similar in action. And all Civivi bearing knives are similar. Quality-wise, short of the cheap feel on the Exarch, let's talk about the centering. I haven't taken these apart. I've carried both of these very much for me. Let's see. They're both very centered. I'm not showing it right because this kind of disappears in there. There you go. There's that. And then there's that. So very much centered. Action on them both great. So what do you get one over the other? The Exarch, you're getting about half an inch longer blade. You got a lot more sliciness to that blade. Not sliciness. You got a lot more blade length to work with. McKenna, as she falls out of my hand. That whole FYI serves no purpose other than aesthetics, maybe even a weight relief to some extent, which I don't know how you're relieving a 0.1 thickness blade. That's probably a stupid statement. But the McKenna, you know, it's just a different blade shape, right? You got this sheep's foot style blade where it's virtually straight right there, and then you have this typical drop point shape that's going like this. Another difference. And this is where I screwed up, all right? This is where Justin had me. What I didn't really take into consideration is to compare this just to a simple... Now, why would I compare this to a Spyderco Tenacious? I'm not. I am comparing it to the Spyderco line in general. They usually take a solid flat grind, top to bottom, to get this real narrow edge, okay? Look at that. It's gone, right? So I didn't really take that into account when I talked about sliciness because I first cut something with this. But this thing is ridiculously slicey, all right? Make no mistake, the Exarch it doesn't feel cheap after you play with it for a little bit, guys. You start to feel it and you're like, all right, I get it, okay. But with this hollow grind, it is ridiculously slicey. With this full flat grind, it's just as slicey, okay? So I don't want to go on record and say anymore that I believe the Exarch cuts better than the McKenna. I don't know. I haven't done a cut test. It's unfair of me to judge at face value. Shame on me. 1 to Justin, 0 to Tyler. So, yeah. Now, more ergos. This, yes, it's a 3-finger. You know, you can almost get a 4th finger on there, not comfortably. But you got this thing in your hand, okay? This isn't going anywhere. Not that that really proved anything, because I could probably do it with this one. This one, on the other hand, you're really going for the look. It's a straight line, which is super cool. It's definitely stylish. It's modern. It's contemporary, if you will. When you grab it, you got it. To do my previous test, I can't really pull it out of my hands, but that was a bad example. You really don't have that. I'm not going to say it's going to slip out of your hands, but this one will definitely not slip out of your hands. How about that? I can't speak to this one. I don't know if this is going to slip out of your hands. It hasn't slipped out of my hands yet, but I haven't done a lot of work with it. I can tell you for sure the McKenna will not slip out of your hands. So, pros and cons. A win, the blade's almost a tie, but you get more blade length to this one. Same steel. You got to give the blade to this solely for the fact that it's got more blade length. It's got a hollow grind, so it's going to get as low as that one as the full flat grind. So you got to give the blade to here. Carry, if you're just talking deep carry, you got to give it to this one, because this one's got just the tip sticking out. But if you're going to give it to ergo carry in your hand, it's got to go here. If you're going to go to something that disappears in your pocket that you not figuratively, literally forget it's there, it's this one. The McKenna, you forget that it's there. They're both not front flippers. Is front flippers the right word? Is that the right word? Is it top flipper? I guess it's a front flipper. Whatever. They're both front flippers. We'll call it that. And it is front flipper. I'm an idiot. So, and they're fun to play with. As you guys seen in my first video, you look like an idiot. Do it behind closed doors, because when you first try to open one, you're like, what the hell is that? So, yeah, you look like an idiot doing it, but when you get used to it, it's a lot of freaking fun. You can fidget with them all you want. Here, let's see if this one's blade is so light. You know how I got so mad at the governor for not doing that? I haven't put any drops of oil or anything in this. I might have put one or two, I don't remember. But this one's so long. It's not so much the light. It's super light, but it's just so long that the leverage just carries it down. So you really can't judge that either. The actions are both the same. Oh, look at that. Am I seeing that right? Look at that cute little Civivi. Focus. Look at that cute little guy. All right, we looking at the cute little guy? Now watch this. Boom. The McKenna's smaller, but it carries a bigger C. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped. Obviously, I'm not picking the knife for you. You guys go out and pick your own knife. I'm just trying to give you the tools. I tried my best not to sound biased. I truly do really like both of these knives. I think that if I had my pick, I would carry the McKenna more. But see, then again, I don't know. Fidget factor, this one wins. That wins all day. I don't know. They're both equally slicey. This one disappears. You take your pick. This is a stylish design, but it's also another friggin', I forgot that. No, I didn't. Exarch $49. This is $20 more for a lot less knife. Paying Elisha Isham. So, take your pick. I think they're both great knives. Do I think you're getting more bang for your buck with the Isham design? No. But do I think you're getting more design for your buck with the Isham design? For sure. So, take your pick. Hope this helped. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And don't forget, this guy's coming in these copper scales. I'm sure they're going to fly off at first glance. They look awesome. Look up on Blade HQ, the Isham McKenna, and start looking at those copper scales. Oh, if you guys get your hands on one, send me some pictures. I'm excited. All right. That's been all I got. My name is Tyler. This is Everyday EDC. Stay safe. Stay COVID-free. Riots are done, so screw all you looters. Don't cut yourself. Love you guys. Have a good day.